Hi everyone, I'm Mark Rosenthal with you on this Sunday afternoon. I told you I'd be back with a full array of maps and information on our upcoming storm, and that's what I have for you. Lots of information, so let's get into it. Let me put on the weather headline. A pretty decent afternoon for you on the Cape and the Islands. Clouds are thickening up, but temperatures a mild above 40 with light winds. We are watching a big ocean storm developing off the North Carolina coast. That's going to be a major player here tomorrow night, giving eastern New England, of course, Cape Cod and the islands, a very impressive snowstorm with storm force to perhaps hurricane force winds. Now, for the mariners, here's the situation. We are talking about flooding possible at the time of high tide. Barnstable Harbor, high tide tomorrow is at 10:54 in the morning. That's an 11-foot high tide, and you add on the northeast wind, perhaps gusting over 50 miles an hour. There could be some major problems. Seas 10 to 15 feet in building. And because of all this, the National Weather Service, of course, has us under a winter storm watch for Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, including all of Plymouth County up into the greater Boston area. As we look at the latest satellite loop as of early on Sunday afternoon, we see this big swath of moisture here with low pressure now developing off the North Carolina coast. The storm will continue to intensify into a gale center passing south of New England, but lots of dynamics in the upper levels of the atmosphere combined with high pressure building down from the north is going to give us lots of snow and lots of wind. Radar shows rain now moving up almost into Chesapeake Bay, extending south into Florida, where there's been some big thunderstorms this morning, indicative of warm tropical air feeding into the storm. Also note, back into the northern plains and the Great Lakes is a second area of snow that will be diving southeast, keeping our snow going here Tuesday into Tuesday night of varying intensity. As we look at the weather situation here, this is a surface weather map off the NAM computer model, which is valid tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. There is one impressive gale center southeast of Cape Cod, heavy snow, blinding snow with strong northeast winds that'll be lifting north of us very late Monday night to be replaced by a second storm. Here's storm number 2 south of us on Tuesday and a weaker one back in the Great Lakes. That's why this is going to be a long duration event. Before all said and done, this is what we're talking about. Much of Cape Cod and the islands will see over a foot. Plymouth County 15 inches plus, and north and west of that up to Boston 8 to 12 inches seems like a pretty good bet. Forecast for the Cape and the Islands talks about sunshine for a lot of us this afternoon, but clouds are already spilling into many towns. Temperatures in the 40s. Cloudy overnight with snow developing by dawn, becoming windy and cold in the upper 20s. And for tomorrow, it's snow heavy at times, windy, it'll be near 30. That'll continue tomorrow night. Occasional snow and wind here Tuesday into Wednesday with temperatures in the 20s. Much colder weather comes in late in the week. As a matter of fact, by Saturday morning, we could be close to zero here on the Cape. Of course, any change in the storm track, folks, means all the difference in the world. We'll have another very important update for you after 5 o'clock this afternoon. For now, I'm Mark Rosenthal.